Hi, it's me, Treat Down Tony. I get to live a really awesome life today. And that's a result of taking certain actions and being willing to change. You see, the things that people would do and say and the occurrences of the external world, of my external world, used to really have a strong effect on me. Like, things would really upset me a lot and hurt me a lot and get me angry a lot and really like uncomfortable and unhappy and uneasy, and just so many situations in life it just seemed like my fuse was getting shorter and shorter. You know, and if that sounds like a place where you are and you're unhappy and you're like me, where you're like blaming everybody else, you know, I'm blaming these people in my life, you know, if they didn't act like that, if they didn't say these things, if they didn't do these things, then I wouldn't be so unhappy and I wouldn't be so stressed out, I wouldn't be so anxious all the time, I wouldn't have to drink, I wouldn't have to blah blah blah. Come on, blaming everybody else, right? Blaming everybody else on what they do for what's wrong with me. Come on, sound familiar? Why do I know so much about that? Because I did it for a long time. That's how I lived my life. You know, the things that were wrong with me were caused by other people. It was their fault, not mine. Regardless of fault, what am I going to do about it? Right? You know, I remember discussing childhood trauma and blaming that for the reason why I drank. You know, I was 38 years old, and the person I was telling was my AA sponsor at the time. You know, and he said, yeah, you know, a lot of bad things have happened to many of us as children, and a lot of us have had, you know, childhood PTSD and a lot of horrific things, you know, and that can definitely, you know, that can definitely have an effect, right? But Tony, and so I was 38 at the time, how long have you been an adult? Right? How long has Tony been an adult? How many years? It was like 20 years, right? Turned 18, right? At 38, 20 years later, I'm still blaming my childhood for the problems I'm having with life today. Oh, yeah. Right? Come on. Sound familiar? I've been there. You know, it was when I made an overall decision with my life. I want a better life. I want to live a better way. I want better things in my life. When I made that decision and I started taking those actions toward that, things got better. It wasn't easy. Oh no. Oh, I mean, it definitely took effort. It definitely took work. There was definitely pain. There were definitely times where I wanted to give up. There was definitely my old self still wants to fight back and rear its ugly head and wants to get back into my life today and wants to bring me down and wants to, you know, tell me to stay in bed and be lazy and take it easy and get your rest and blah, 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 blah. No, get outside, get some exercise, get some fresh air, go to the gym. Give back to other people, eat some good food, right? Do some good things, good things come back. So, you know, my old self, right, having that battle. But, you know, I had to be willing to let go of that old way of life. I had to be willing to let go of that old self, that old me. And that's always, I think, the first step to getting something new, right? You want a new car, you gotta be willing to get rid of the old one. You want a new house, same thing. New relationship, same thing. Come on. I know what it's like to be stuck in unhappy relationships for way too long. I know what it's like to just be comfortable with the way things are, even though you know things aren't really very good and they're getting worse. But yet I stay in the relationship anyway. Come on. I mean, I'd rather not be in a relationship if it's going to be all that, right? That didn't used to be me. I always had to be in a relationship. Always had to have somebody in my life. Always had to have that companion, that romantic partner, you know. Not anymore. I'm happy being Tony, comfortable being Tony. So my relationships are, what can I give to the relationship, not what can I get out of it? What's in it for Tony now? What can Tony bring to the table? Different perspective, right? So when you get to live this like empowered life, where you've done a self-analysis and you've looked at the nature of your wrongs and your flaws, and you become willing to let those things go and to find a new way, right? A way that's maybe completely contrary to the way you've been living, right? Where it becomes more about service, where it becomes more about giving to others, where it becomes more about what do I have to offer rather than what's in it for me. See, I found when I do that, then things come to me. Things come to my life. The things that I need are provided for me when I live that way. And I don't have to stress, and I don't have to worry, and I don't have to doubt, I don't have to live in fear. I get to be free. That's empowerment. And with that freedom, and with that new way of life, and with that change, and the gratitude that I have for the happy life that I have today, for the beautiful life that I have today, for all the wonderful people that I have in my life, for all of that, I give back. I have made my purpose in life to help, inspire, to somehow maybe motivate, maybe somehow educate, maybe somehow, whatever it is, help others get through the kind of things that I've been through. That crippling depression, that thing in your head that tells you to just give up every day. You ever fought that demon every day? You know, things like drug addiction, alcoholism. Yeah. You know, I never thought that there would be a time in my life where, you know, I'd ever be able to live without alcohol. It's been over 11 years since I've had a drink. You know, it was always part of my life. Yeah, I got caught up in cocaine. And it got really ugly. And I battled that demon for years. And, you know, between the drinking and the drugging and the smoking and not taking care of myself, you know, I was in a pretty bad place, you know, and not just health-wise, emotionally, spiritually, completely done. I mean, toast, just not living a good way at all. And I found a new way to live. I found a way not only to live sober, but a way to live a productive life, like a useful, productive life. Yeah. Where I can be a good in other people's lives, where I can give back to other people today and give back to you. So that's why I do this. You know, share my life with you so I may help you or help someone you know. So you can see it's, you know, I'm another person. It's another possibility. I'm another person who got through what you're going through, who was able to change things in life and find a place where I can be happy, where I can experience joy, where I can walk freely without fear, doubt, loneliness, anger, resentment, right? I don't have to carry those things with me anymore today. I've learned how to live without them. Before, they just seemed like they were crutches for me, and what they really were shackles. I don't know what it is that, like, you're going through or what you need to do, but I do know that it's going to require some sort of action. And I'm always on the action. I'm always preaching action. I'm always action, right? Action gets results. Learn what's going on. Research your symptoms. Find out what's going on. Get a diagnosis from a professional. Okay, get multiple diagnoses if you have to. Really find out what's going on. And then find ways to address it. Find what works for you. Don't worry about everybody says do that or do that, and then I know pills are like always seem like the quick fix, right? Like just give me something so I don't feel the way I'm feeling, so I can function properly, so I can go to my job, and right? But the pills aren't the solution. They may help. They may be helpful. Don't get me wrong. But there's something else going on deep inside, right? And when you can identify what that is, and when you can win that battle, you don't have to fight with anything or anyone anymore. And you get to live free and happy. And you get to get stronger. I always said it, life doesn't get easier. We have to get stronger. I found a way to get stronger. And it's the basic success formula that we've all heard our entire lives. Mental, physical, spiritual. You know, I do spiritual work. I get exercise. I go to the gym. I work out. I eat good food. I don't always eat good food. I don't always work out. I'm not always being like, not a saint here. Right? I'm not like living this perfect spiritual life here where I'm like, you know, I make mistakes like everybody else. But when I address those 3 areas of my life, I find happiness. I hope that you can too. I really do. And if you think that this will help somebody you know, share it, like it. Help me to help others. That's what I'm here for. If there's something I can help you with, drop a comment. There's ways you can message me. Look up Tree Town Tony. I'm sure you'll find some way or another to contact me. I got a pretty open public profile. So thanks for letting me serve you. Thanks for letting me give back to you. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life, and for watching and supporting and being a part of this dream. This is only the beginning. So much more is to come. Thank you again. Thank you for letting me serve you. Take action.